To the story now, the economic freedom fighters have called on Treasury to redirect the funds meant for the deal with Takatso Consortium to vulnerable communities. This after Treasury withdrew its support for the consortium, the successful bidder for the 51% stake in South African Airways. Following its weekend meeting, the EFF will hold a media briefing to communicate these outcomes. The briefing will be addressed by EFF leader Julius Malema. For more on the story, let's cross live now to our colleague Samkele Maseko. A very good morning to you, Samkele. What's the EFF saying this morning?
In essence, the EFF will have a press briefing at 12 o'clock this afternoon, where the Commander-in-Chief of the Economic Freedom Fighters, Julius Malema, alongside the other top 6 officials of the party, will be outlining the outcomes of the Central Command meeting, which is the highest decision-making body of the Economic Freedom Fighters. Between conferences, they will be speaking on various topical issues within the country from the economic sphere, which involves that Takatso Consortium deal, with them clinching and being the majority shareholder of 51% of South African Airways. You've got Treasury withdrawing its support of that particular consortium, particularly after the tenure now of Enoch Godongwana taking over the Treasury department within the country. He's seemingly not chuffed within that deal. Remember, the former Finance Minister Tito Mboweni was an advocate, particularly of saying that SAA must go alongside the route of Ethiopian Airlines, which is privately run, but the rights still are owned of the naming of the airline by the Ethiopian government. And in essence, Tito Mboweni was pushing that particular perspective in saying that SAA is a guzzler when it comes to South African revenue, saying that over 50 or so billions of rands have been used in rescuing SAA since about 1997 or 2007 within the country, saying that needs to be turned around. Now, Enoch Godongwana, the Minister of Finance, he is seemingly in charge, and he's seemingly turning things around in withdrawing Treasury's support of Takatso Consortium, which is currently running SAA. There's going to be issues of land that has been raised within the Central Command meeting of the Economic Freedom Fighters, an issue of growing the party's membership to 1 million members by the end of the year, and that will be traced on how far they've come in growing the party's membership, and also looking at governance within the country, looking at the good performance that the Economic Freedom Fighters have shown in provinces such as the Northwest, shown in provinces such as the Northern Cape, where the party has taken about 3 by-elections in the form of wards from the governing ANC.
Samkele, of course, we look forward to hearing what the actual content will be at 12 o'clock, you say?
Indeed, the briefing will start at 12 o'clock, where the Commander-in-Chief of the EFF will read that statement. The other top 6 officials of the party will be accompanying him, and they will also be taking some of the questions that will be fielded to him. Particularly, the most contentious issue is going to be that Takatso Consortium deal and how the Treasury views that particular deal at this point in time, whether it's suiting the South African government or does not suit the South African government. You've heard the Minister of Public Enterprises in the country, Pravin Gordhan, coming out and backing this particular deal, and it seems not to have the backing of Treasury. You've got the Economic Freedom Fighters as well, which has voiced out its opinion through their Secretary General Marshall Dlamini. You've also got the issues particularly pertaining to the 1 million members that the EFF seeks to achieve by the end of the year. You've got issues of local government, you've got issues of coalition governments, and how the EFF sees what is happening in the city of Tshwane, what is happening in the city of Johannesburg, and particularly with the announcement of the new city manager within the Ekurhuleni municipality, how that is also faring out, and if there is some sort of realignments when it comes to the coalition governments also within the country. Those are some of the topical issues that will be coming out of this EFF press briefing, and also how Julius Malema and how the EFF views the conduct of the Chief Justice in the country, which is Chief Justice Raymond Zondo, particularly after that scathing letter that was sent to the Judicial Services Commission by Tony Yengeni, the ANC member, complaining about the conduct of the Chief Justice, particularly when it comes to the Chief Justice's report as the chairperson of the State Capture Commission of Inquiry, saying that, quote, the election of President Cyril Ramaphosa as president of the ANC and president of the country saved this country from state capture and from being derailed, end of quote.
Well, that's another conversation we're watching to see how it will unfold. But Samkelo, thank you so much for setting the stage for us. Clearly, a lot of issues to go through, and our viewers will be awaiting that content at noon.